So this is again one of those videos that I've been avoiding making. One where I have my tissue ready because I'm just so sure I'm probably going to break down. I don't know. I tried to write this out. I don't know. Maybe I've got all the ideas in my head together and I'll be able to just say it without reading it. There are certain people who I'll never celebrate holidays with ever again because they're gone. And I was going to talk about how in my life HIV, positive, AIDS, everything you can think of, it's just wrapped itself like a red ribbon around my life. And I've lost way too many people that way. Way too many really talented, beautiful, amazing souls who just made life so much more happy and so much more amazing and taught me so much about possibility and I don't know. So growing up around a lot of artists and performers and everything, I don't know. I remember the first time we heard about it on the news, and they called it the gay cancer. And you know, I mean, I grew up with a lot of people, like I said, in the arts who happened to be gay too, and so I thought that was so weird that they would call it a gay cancer. And I thought, well, this is something that's gonna blow over like a flu, like how people will, every year there's a certain kind of flu, like the bird flu or this flu or that flu. I thought this is going to be a weird thing. And since they said it was a virus, I was like, oh, okay, they're going to be able to, you know, figure it out, and this will be gone in a year, and nobody will have to worry about it. And then I remembered seeing on the news, you know, they just would be showing the most ill people who were just so close to death's door. And it was so sad to see people like that. And then, of course, you know, it went through all of its phases of arc and then this and that. The year before I went to massage school, I decided to busy my time with some volunteer stuff. And I got trained to work in, basically it was AIDS hospice. So we first studied, you know, all of any kind of like, you know, safety measures that you'd have to take. And then there was some really specific training about how to help the individual and how to help the family and how to facilitate the most integrity for a person while they're going through any kinds of transitions. Sometimes it would be they were going home or whatever it was. So once we completed the training, of course, then you could get dispatched and assign a person in a family and that kind of thing. I was really glad I got the training, especially in California, because it was pretty cutting edge for the time, and I just thought, you know, going to massage, then I would even have one more thing to be able to add to that repertoire, even with the doula thing in the background. Still, kind of somehow thought they would all work together somehow. So then I moved to Alaska. And I didn't want to work at first, so I thought, oh, I'll just go back to doing my volunteer stuff. And I called up a local center that was a nonprofit that was to help people and educate, and they served in a lot of ways to the community. And I asked them if they had a massage therapist on staff, and they said no. And I said, oh great, well I'm trained this, that, and I'd like to come this time, and I'll set up if you have an extra room in your office, and I'll do this many treatments a week, and I'd like so many staff members and so many clients who are, positive and needing physical, hands-on treatment. So, it's really surprising to them, I guess, because maybe that's more common in California. But yeah, I got along. And I remember on Fridays we used to have a potluck lunch, and so that was where everybody kind of got to know each other. And I remember the first one that I went to. I remember what I brought and what I ate and who I met and what we talked about. And it was just such a sweet, beautiful bunch of people who were just all incredibly caring and sensitive and smart and funny, and I loved the fact that there was no line drawn between client and staff. There was just everybody was everybody, and everybody just had a great time. And so, I could go and I would hang out and I would help people and this and that, and then we'd have the potluck, and it was kind of like my first social experiences in Alaska, because I didn't have any friends at that time, really. There was someone, though, a staff member, who talked with me, because I think she could kind of tell, and she said to me one time about, don't take too much on yourself, call me when you're overloaded and you need to release some steam, because if you don't, you're going to burn out. I knew what she meant, because I'm like that. And I usually won't talk, and instead I do take it all too much to myself and can blow up, so to say. But the longer you're involved, the more people you know and the less people you know. Because when you're coming around all the time to visit your friends, and they're coming to visit you, and you just get to going to too many memorials. And sometimes there wouldn't be funerals because certain religions or parents were embarrassed. And so we would hold memorials because we wanted to have a dignified memory for that person. There was a time at which the facility was being moved to a larger building and a newer building. I was really very happy for that, because I knew we had outgrown that old building and things like that. So I helped with the move. But I don't know, maybe it was like a year and a half or so. They had a room that was really beautiful, that was an extra room that I knew I would set up in to do massage. And I think I knew when I walked into that beautiful office for the first time that I wasn't going to make it through the move. And what I mean by that is, you know how some things you lose in a move and you can never find them again? And you know you packed it, but you don't know where it went. I knew that I was going to be lost in the move. I knew, and really, it is because I didn't extend myself to that person who tried to support me, and that I did take too much on, and that I ended up just burning out, like she said. Because it's pretty hard to take when you're massaging a person who you know you're not gonna see again anymore, and you're not gonna laugh with them, and they talk to you about how they want their funeral, and they talk to you about what their mom is saying these days, the closer that they get to their time, or laughing about things just to try to make things lighter. It's a lot to take, I guess. And I was naively unprepared for the way that it affected me, I guess. So I went one last time, and it was definitely my goodbye. And I remember who I worked with, and everything about that last sessions I remember very, very distinctly. And I never returned to like a potluck or said goodbye officially to anybody. I guess because I was too tired of having to say goodbyes. I don't know. I know it was stupid and selfish, and I feel horrible for it, but it's kind of what happened and how I didn't deal with things, I guess. So, to the one who taught me how to make lasagna, that was really sweet. Because I'd never had Christmas before, ever. Didn't even know what that was except for what I saw on TV. And you really expressed to me all of that beauty. And that's what's not gone. That memory will be forever. And even though I wish they were here and I could hug them and just laugh, I'm always grateful for the memories. So, I hope that anyone who you've lost for Christmas or over these holidays or to any disease at all, that you find some shining light in the middle of that cloud. And I'm wishing all the best.